Welcome back to Go Again Gaming, and welcome back to the League That Means Nothing, Season 3, Round 3. Three if you're from Dublin. Uh, Today we have another banger in our 1-1 brackets, uh, delivered to you by me, personally, your voice of the league, Ian Holland. We have Esser Unger, who some of you may know is a small hyperactive German judge who very famously gives out stickers at events. If you ever see a small blonde German running around, or I'd say standing still, but bouncing from foot to foot, you're probably seeing Esser, and he's taking on Guillermo Riguero. So Esser bringing Verdance, Thorn of the Rose, to take on Sir Boltyn, the Breaker of Dawn. Not traditionally a great spot for a warrior to be in, taking on a wizard, but really it'll depend on how Esser's draws lines up, and will Guillermo be able to set up some very powerful mid-rangey Raiden combo turns. There's only one way to find out, and that's by throwing it over to the gameplay and seeing what happens.
The League That Means Nothing Season 3 is brought to you in part by Enter the Battlefield Gaming out of Ontario, Canada. They do all of our favourite games, including this one, Flesh and Blood. They do sealed, singles, and events, but they also do things like Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Lorcana, One Piece, Sorcery, Warhammer, tabletop games, and all sorts of different supplies for your table. Make sure you go and check them out if you're local to Canada, or check out their website at enterthebattlefield.ca. Let's get on with the tournament.
And it looks like we're going to have Boltyn going first. A pretty good spot for Boltyn to be in. Allows him to immediately start charging his soul. And Esser gets to get some earth cards in the old graveyard, potentially. But for now, we're going to pitch a Banner Out of Courage to come in with this Take Flight. We're going to charge. One of many light cards whose name I can't remember, so we're going to come in for 4 go again. If Esser blocks with an attack action, that gets a +1. But we're just going to sink below pretty early on for a sink below. We're going to sink a card. Follow it up with Raiden Duskbane for 0. 0 cost, that is. Right now, that card has been charged, so it's coming in for 3. And we're going to mental block. We're going to discard the mental block to prevent some damage and create a ponder token, dealing 1 point of damage. Esser gets the ponder. And we're going to arsenal. As is befitting a warrior, we have an arsenal protector. Now, Esser just going to pulsing Aether Life, so we're going to make back up that life and then send in a 4 ball of Arcane, and then we're going to gain another 3. Pretty good spot, starting the game at 43 after taking some damage on turn 1. Ponder's going to crack. Card's going to be drawn. Arsenal is had, and Boltyn 36 to 43, taking up Tunic, and time to go. And we're going to have a V of the Vanguard turn here, pitching a Soul Shield. Probably good to get those D-Racks out of your hand here for the most part. Charging, so this is going to be coming in for 4. And is going to buff everything this combat chain by 1. So we're going to Fate Foreseen, and then we're going to use our Soul to give it go again. Into Raiden, coming in for another 4. 4 go again. Pretty solid turn for Boltyn. Generally, I would have thought you would want to have slightly more going on your V of the Vanguard turn, or usually you want to line it up with your Tunic. But, it can all be quite difficult to do. So blocking, it's going to go up to 5. We're going to give it go again here. Yeah, these are still on the combat chain. And then we're going to illuminate for another 5. On hit goes to Soul. As they're just taking the 5 here. Card to Soul. Pretty decent turn. Still have a card in Arsenal as well. That's just going to be a Command and Conquer. Nice and clean. Pretty simple. So we're going to come in here with a Beaming Bravado, charge a yellow. Still have a card in hand. So this is just coming in for 4 because we've charged a yellow card this turn. Going to use Seeds of Tomorrow, preventing 5 damage, putting our arsenal to the bottom of the deck. And I imagine Guillermo, giving it go again. And giving it +3 from Courageous Steel Hand up to 7. So we're going to eat the rest of that prevention. And what's this? A block. Yeah, blocking on Raiden then. And just going to pitch and decompose, sending in a Felling of the Crown for 4 damage, and Guillermo has to put a card from his hand to the bottom of the deck. Are we going to just take the 4 here? I imagine we are. Well, we're still deciding yet. So that's to the bottom and 4 damages. Yes. Yeah. Kind of had the idea Boltyn was never going to deal with that 4. And we're just going to Express Lightning, charging a Banneret, creating a Quicken token, and dealing 4 points of damage. That goes to the graveyard, and we get our arsenal. So we're setting up for a nice turn next turn. But it's hard to tell. Esser pitching a Sigil of Solace and one of the red Voltic bolts look like Swell Tidings. Haha, got him. So 6 blocked. Generally, those Celestial Cataclysms are ones that you would want much later in the game, so it's kind of fine. Now let's see what Guillermo decides to do here with the 2 cards remaining, plus card in Arsenal. Well, we're going to lead with Tunic. And sending Arsenal, charging a Beam of Bravado. This via the Vanguard now has Go again, so it's coming in for 4 and is met by a Fate Foreseen. And we can go follow that up straight into Raiden. Or with a Bolt of Courage, also coming in for 4 on hit draw card. It may have been better here for Guillermo to consider sending Bolt of Courage, but I imagine, and then just setting up the V of the Vanguard. But I imagine there's the consideration that, hey, I might just need this card. I might need to get this Verdance dead before they are online. So Esser's considering their blocks. So we have 4 on hit draw card. Looks like being met with the bark skin of the Millennium Tree and an Aether Arc. Giving it Go again and following it up with a Raiden for 4. Which is just taken. We've now burned through 2 via the Vanguards. They've both been fine turns, but they're not exactly setting the world on fire right now. So I think slightly more value might be required. Interesting. Let's see what Esser is looking at doing here. We have fruits and a rampant growth in hand. Seem to be lacking in earth cards there. And yeah, it looks like we're just going to use this and we're going to decompose a felling of the crown. Asking to bottom a card and sending in 8. So I'm having just kind of Arsenal past here. And we're going to Surge into Ethertide, pitching a Rootbend Carapace. So we're going to be threatening 1 whole arcane damage. Yeah, taking the 1 here. Just get the free damage in. Why not? And then we really go. Destructive Ethertide coming in for 2 whole damage now. If more than 1 damage is dealt, Boltyn will lose his arsenal. Yeah, pitching a Valiant Thrust, taking 1, and that is the end of our turn. Right? No, pitching 1 for a snapback. Yeah, it's fine. Taking 3. Not really, nothing crazy here. Taking 3 to 25. But it's all just chip-shotting away here. Now let's see what Boltyn decides to do. It's going to be the final via the Vanguard. So this is going to come in for 4. Some fairly medium V turns, I must say. Going to block, generating an embodiment of Earth. And we're going to give it go again, dealing 3 points here. Now let's see what Boltyn has to follow it up, and it's a Raiden for 4. Blocking 3 on 4. Giving that go again. Or blocking 4 on 4, in fact, because it is a non-attack action blocking. And there's an embodiment of Earth. And then we finish with this Valiant Thrust. So this is going to come in for 8 here. Pretty solid. And Esser just looks like, yeah, that's 2 non-attacks. We're going to block 8 here. And that's the last of those power turns. Now that's all that's left is going to be Guillermo has to find those Lumina Ascensions. And Esser just going to play a healing potion. And draw up. Tunic ticks up for Guillermo. A very sedate one tonight here on Go Again Gaming as two very chill heroes. Like Boltyn, obviously a warrior, but more of a diplomat as seen on Warmonger's Diplomacy. And Verdance, Flesh and Blood's own Chapel Rowan. And now we have Engulfing Light coming in. We're going to charge Banner Out of Gallantry. We're going to create a Quicken. And this is going to come in for 3. On hit goes to Soul. Obviously, that on hit is only if you have charged, but as we can see there, we have in fact charged. Now we have a Root Bound Carapace coming out. Are we decomposing? And it looks like Esser has found another healing potion. Looks like we are not decomposing here. And we're just going to close the chain. Very strange of Esser not to decompose and try and get this Verdance text active. Did they forget that, the chess piece counts? The chess piece is Earth. Busted. Busted, busted, busted. Yeah, just playing out a healing potion. And gaining 3 life with a sigil. And pocketing a card. Boltyn now, 5-card hand, Quicken, Tunic Resource. We've got pretty much everything going for us here, Guillermo. Let's see what we can do. Well, it's going to be a Light the Way. Charge a Hero Soul. If you charge a yellow, on hit, go. Oh my god, I forgot about all the stupid hoops this card jumps through. It couldn't just get Go Again. Couldn't just be a 0 for 3 Go Again. Couldn't, no. Man. Right, we're going to give it Go Again with our Quicken, and we're going to get our Courage token from charging the Banner Out of Courage. Three, and if Esser has any of the attacks still in his deck or in his hand, blocking this will obviously give it +1 as per Boltyn's hero text. Esser just taking the damage here, going to 24. Waiting to see what's next. Courage token getting shown off. And then we're going to just play out Illumina. So now our sword can attack twice this turn. So it's going to come in for 5 right now. +1 from Lumina. +1 from Courage. On hit, top card of deck gets revealed. If it's a light card, goes to Soul. And life gets gained, but we're sending in 5 here. Easy go again access. 2 cards still in hand as well. Lumina, obviously such a huge card. One you kind of, in matchups like this where it's a little bit grindier, you need to try and line these up with our Lumina Ascensions. And we have a Beacon of Victory. I feel like this should have been used on the Light the Way, but maybe we're grabbing an attack. Because if we're grabbing a Lumina here, then we've missed a point of damage. Yeah, we have missed a point of damage because you can play Beacon of Victory on the Light the Way as well and still get it. Especially if our plan is to Lumina, unless we're setting up a Lumina for next turn, in which case I don't know shit. Don't listen to me. But it looks like we're going to be dealing 6 points of damage here to Esser. So far, we have yet to go to Boltyn reactions to give go again. Yeah, well, make sure we give go again first. But yeah, 6 damage. Are we closing the chain to go again? We are. And now we're going to attack for 5. We've got one more swing, so Indigo, I know you're there with your bingo card. If we lose by 1, just saying. Anyway, we're going to decompose here. We still have, yeah. That puts us to 8. Are we taking a point? We are taking a point. Yes, this should be resolving twice. You're correct, Az. And now we're going to go again. This should be resolving twice. Goes to Soul, which means it goes into the arena. I take it we're not giving this go again, so we're not sending this last card in hand. Which all seems very odd to me. But we have now put our Verdance to 12. We should probably be at 30 life points total. Spirit of Erina obviously means we can play Luminas at instant speed, which could come up. There is one left in the deck. Well, we should be at 30 with some more soul. Yeah. Esser going to heal 4, which means we're probably rampant growthing. Yep. Life rampant growth. Gain life. Amp 5. So far we've amped 5, which is not bad. Pitching a healing potion to buy it back using our hood. And then we're going to amp 6, dealing a point. Oh no. So we will be dealing 5. Or are we holding priority on this amp? Because we have a Verdance swing here. Yeah, and then we're going to hold some focus to amp 1. That's an action. So the point from Verdance should have been amped. I do believe there's been some improper. Oh no, Esser just. Well, it looks like Esser chose to amp, so the amp should have applied to the Verdance swing, surely, right? Either way, we're going to deal a chunk of damage here to Guillermo. Yeah. So there's Verdance is a May ability, isn't it? Something stupid like that. And then we're going to gain a life, deal a damage, and then deal some more damage. Yeah, Verdance is a May. Ugh, gross. So we're going to send 14 points here across at Guillermo, who can prevent a whole 1 of that. Kinda dead to Stormies here. Boltyn daring to play a card, charging a card. Brave, 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 brave. I wonder, is Boltyn getting stormed out here? 3, go again. Like, yeah, realistically, Boltyn should be at 3 here. Just saying. Turns out the 1 point of damage didn't matter anyway. So, block 3. Goes to 4. Activates Storm Striders. And then Ether Spindle for 4. When you have 1 AB, that ain't going to cut a bud. Even if you're at 3, you are dead exactly here. And we die. Tough break for Boltyn. That's what happens kind of when you don't really have the ability to bring a lot of AB. And Esser moves to 2-1. Pretty good for someone who's kind of only recently picked up CC. But that's a good reason to pick it up, is to come and play in a league that means absolutely nothing and have a good time. Well done, Esser, and may your hyperactive judge ways continue. Hard luck, Guillermo. Warrior into Wizard. What are you going to do? It just ain't there for you. Great game. Well played. Both players fought hard. That's just the way it is here on League That Means Nothing. We're all doing it for the love of the game, flesh and blood, and that is all we care about. Just playing great games. And if you thought this was a great game, great way to show it is to like this video. Make sure you like the video, comment down below, give out props to both our players, to our editor and commander-in-chief and hey, if you feel like it, you can tell me what kind of job I'm doing. If you've started playing the bingo game that Indigo developed over on Blue Sky, if you know what I'm talking about, you'll have seen it. If you haven't, I'm sure it's been shared around a bit. And if you want to keep it to date with all of the goings on here at Go Again Gaming and in the League That Means Nothing 3, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Every little bit helps, and it's great to see the amount of growth that Az and Go Again Gaming have had over the last year with the League That Means Absolutely Nothing. But I've been your voice of the league, Ian Holland. You can find me on social media at finals_spirit or finalspirit.bsky.social. And with that, I'm going to bid you adieu, and I'll see you in the next one.